Okay, dear students, let us continue with the innervation of the urinary bladder. Now we are discussing regarding sensory innervation. So the majority of the sensory fibers runs along the parasympathetic fibers, which include pelvic splanchnic nerves, then or otherwise nervy regions, which include S2, S3 and S4. And some of the fibers are also runs along with the sympathetic fibers. And here the picture is given, and in this picture the blue lines which represents parasympathetic innervation, so that include thoracic 11, 12 and lumbar 1st and 2nd. Then the red line which represents a somatic innervation. Okay, so the blue lines represent sympathetic innervation, then red line represent it is parasympathetic innervation. So parasympathetic innervation by S2, S3 and S4. And this red line, this black line represents what? Somatic innervations. Okay. Or the sensory innervation. Then development. Regarding the development of the urinary bladder, the whole bladder except its apex develops from the vesico-urethral canal, that is the upper part of the urogenital sinus. The apex of the bladder is derived from the proximal part of the allantoid diverticulum. Mucous membrane of trigonum vesicae is derived from the mesoderm of the incorporated lower end of the mesonephric ducts. Mucous membrane in the rest of the bladder is derived from the endoderm of the vesico-urethral part of the cloaca. Muscle and serous coat of the bladder are derived from the splanchnic layer of the lateral plate mesoderm. Next we can discuss regarding the clinical correlation or some of the applied anatomies of this bladder. First one, trabeculated bladder. So we have initially in the introduction we have discussed that this bladder is having more clinical significance. The anatomy of the bladder is having more clinical significance as it is related to so many problems, so many health problems. So first is the trabeculated bladder. It results due to chronic obstruction to the outflow of the urine by enlarged prostate or stricture of the urethra. Due to the enlargement of the prostate and any stricture in the urethra, the bladder flow outflow of the urine get obstructed. That is trabeculated bladder. Then suprapubic cystostomy means it is an extraperitoneal approach to open the cavity of the urinary bladder. It is a surgical procedure for opening the urinary bladder, and an extraperitoneal approach is used, and it is done for any drainage purposes, then treatment of any intravesical condition or for removing vesical stones and all. And also it can be used for removal of prostate also, prostatectomy. Okay. The next is a neurogenic bladder. Neurogenic bladder is any defect in this neural mechanism of the maturation leads to neurogenic bladder. And neurogenic bladder means it lacks the normal neural control of maturation. Then urachal fistula. It means the urachus is an abdominal part of allantois which is extending from the apex of the bladder to the umbilicus, that we have already discussed in the anatomy. Then it is normally obliterates and forms the median umbilical ligament, but rarely remains patent, resulting in the urachal fistula. So sometimes the fistula or abnormal connection can be happen. So that's all regarding the urinary bladder. Hope you all understood regarding the bladder. So it is a tough portion. So if you having any doubt means please contact me. So there is chance for so many doubts for you. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് തോന്നുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, വായിച്ച് മനസ്സിലാവായിക അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ തോന്നുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കേട്ടിട്ട് മനസ്സിലാവായികയൊക്കെ തോന്നുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എന്നോട് അപ്പോൾ തന്നെ ചോദിക്കുക, or you can put the doubts in our group. Okay, thank you.